Hello everyone, and welcome to Storytime with St. Jimmy. So, for the very first installment of Storytime with St. Jimmy, I thought we'd take a look at the Today I Fucked Up subreddit. So, if you don't know what the Today I Fucked Up subreddit is, it is basically a subreddit where people from all over the world go to write and discuss about the various fuck-ups that they've had in their lives. So, some examples of what you might see on this subreddit include some fairly normal stuff, such as this person here who caused a workplace accident on their first week. Some disgusting shit, such as someone who quite literally scared the shit out of their Labrador. And there's some, well, glorious stuff here, such as this adventurous lady here who tried anal and ended up with a huge rash and defecated all over her partner. While I am sure that these art pieces are most exhilarating, we will not be taking a look at any of them today. No, I have chosen two stories to examine today, and being the sophisticated gent that I am, they will be both about masturbation. So do you guys remember that really annoying meme last year called NoFap November? And that really annoying meme that came after it called Destroy Dick December? Well, the title of our first story is Today I Fucked Up by doing Destroy Dick December and actually destroying my dick. And as you can see, this story was chosen by the subreddit as the fuck up of the week. Now, I won't be reading the entire story here. That would be boring as fuck. I'm only going to read the juiciest parts. If you don't know what Destroy Dick December is, it's when you fap or ejaculate every day of the month for that specific date. Me being the fast ejaculator that I am, I actually took the challenge. I can make myself come in under a minute. Jesus fuck. The first time if I really want to, and I normally do it at least twice each session. Okay, am I the only one who's literally physically incapable of doing that? Am I the weird? Okay, no, okay, this guy's fucking weird. Because I don't think that's normal. Anyway, I am uncircumcised, and could never get my skin back when I'm fully erect. Thank you for that information. It will be relevant later, apparently. So by the sixth day, this guy was having some problems trying to get himself to come, which I would expect from anyone really. I don't really understand how anyone could jerk off 6 times a day. His solution was, he made a masturbation machine. Apparently girls make ones where a dildo is strapped to a drill. Now I've never heard that, but it sounds fucking amazing. Now, to make this masturbating contraption, our main man took a 2-litre soda bottle, cut the top off, and bent the rim inwards. He bore a hole in the cap with a screw from the inside of the cap and duct tape over it to prevent any leaks, because we don't want any of those. Then he took a rubber latex glove, making sure the fingers were inside, and taped over the end of the bottle he had just cut. He pulled a few of the fingers through the actual bottle opening where you normally pour from. I presume that's where the dick goes. And then filled that baby up with some warm water and screwed it back up. He was, of course, proud of his contraption. So it was time to test this contraption. He took the drill and placed the screw in the part where you would normally put a drill bit. He squirted some lotion in there, stuck his Johnson in there, and gave her a test. It works like a dream. He didn't even have to wear his arm out. I mean, who wants to do that? And he could even adjust the speed to make him come even faster. Faster than a fucking minute. Jesus fuck, calm down. After the first session, he thought he would make it even better by having it fully automated instead of having to hold the trigger down. How lazy are you? Just... what? How did this happen? Just what was going through your mind? Later that night, he was going for his 5th try and got a zip tie and strapped it to the trigger. So, his work got nice and juicy. When the masturbation machine came this time, he convulsed and lost all control of the drill while in orgasm. The drill was going at a high speed rate and had torn through the glove, and the plastic end came in contact with his dick and sliced it right open. Oh no. Oh no. I'm in pain. I am in physical pain reading this. He was in a state of pain and pleasure, and, as you would, made a loud scream, and his roommate came barging in to check on him. His roommate said, "What the fuck?" and pointed at his dick, as I would expect he would. He was bleeding badly, and oh no, he could see a part of his foreskin hanging off his penis. He was freaking the fuck out, as you would, and decided to go to the hospital. When he got to the emergency room, the doctors told him that because so much of his foreskin had been cut off, and in fact some of it is probably still lying around in his room, what a lovely thought, they thought it was best to just completely circumcise him. Well, I actually think that this man is the pinnacle of humanity. I mean, anyone who has the fantastic idea to put a drill anywhere near your penis is obviously up there with the greats. I mean, when I say Albert Einstein, the first thing I'm sure all of you think of is Foreskin Begone, which, by the way, is his actual Reddit name. Our second story is titled "Today I Fucked Up by Coming Into a Coconut," written by Coconut Throwaway 69. What a mature title, and as you can see here, the story has achieved the prestigious title of the fuck up of the year. Well, let's begin. Around 8 years back, our protagonist here, Coconut Throwaway 69, lived in the place where all of the best stories begin, northern Mozambique, which is a coastal African country with quite a warm climate. His mother was going through a bit of a health nut phase, and only bought foods which he deemed healthy enough, and of course one of those was coconuts. Being the horny teenager that Coconut Throwaway 69 was, he fapped in regular intervals, which is a sentiment which I can sympathise with on a deep emotional level. Unfortunately for him, there were some severely stressful examinations coming up, and he was feeling pretty sexually frustrated, so he started fapping a lot more than he would usually do. So one day he heard that his mother was going out for pretty much the entire afternoon, and you know, when you're as sexually frustrated as he, one comes up with some fantastic ideas. In Coconut Throwaway 69 case, this fantastic idea that he had was to cut a hole into the coconut and have sex with it. After about 20 minutes of constant drilling, he managed to create a hole large enough for him to stick his porker into. He of course decided it required some lube, and grabbed the nearest slippery thing he could find, which was of course butter. He put it into coconut, followed shortly by his meat. He fucked the coconut, and it actually felt pretty damn good, so he blew a load, and then shoved the coconut under his bed, and continued about his day. For the next week, Coconut Throwaway 69 used his coconut quite frequently. Whenever he desired to get off, he would simply take it out and use its delightfully tight hole to get off. After about a week and a half of constant coconut use, our protagonist began to notice a few more flies than usual hanging around his room, as well as a odd, unpleasant smell. He thought it must be the coconut, so he decided that he'll fuck it once more and then throw it out and get a new one, because of course he needed a new one. Now, I don't know if any of you realize where this is going, but I'll give you a warning. The the turn that this story is about to take is quite disgusting, and if you were easily disgusted, please go away now. I am doing you a favor by telling you this, because this final usage of the coconut was the worst mistake he has ever made. As Coconut Throwaway 69 began to penetrate into the coconut one last time, he began to feel a strange wriggling sensation. Puzzled, he pulled his penis out of the coconut to discover that it is covered in rotted and moldy butter and teeming with tiny fucking maggots. They were all wriggling over my dickhead, and oh no, some were even trying to force their way up into his urethra. He screamed, as I would expect him to, and then threw the coconut against the wall, which actually made the situation even worse, because you see it spilled the contents of the coconut all over the floor. Hours were spent vigorously cleaning his penis, and then scrubbing the floor, and of course vomiting. They were mostly spent on him thinking about what the fuck he was doing with his life, which honestly, I don't blame him. I've been thinking about that too. Well, these two stories have turned me off doing any more sexual activities ever. I hope they had the same effect on you. Tell me what you think of this new series. I don't think I'm going to do Hearts of Iron 4 anymore. Bit sick of that, to be completely honest. Think I'm going to take this channel in a new direction, and this is my first attempt. So I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.